Hello, everybody. I'm Melissa, and welcome back to Book Bar, and welcome to another Trope Tuesday recommendation video. Today's recommendations are books that are perfect for summer romance recs. Obviously, we are very close to it being officially summer, and it's already super hot in Texas, so I know like summer is right here, so it's time to talk about some books that will have you feeling the heat in other ways, but are also great poolside or beach reads. So let's go ahead and get on into it. The first recommendation I have is a very obvious great summer rec, and that is Just for the Summer by Jimenez. This follows Justin and Emma, and I have been talking about this book nonstop since April when I read it, but this follows, so Justin is the hero, and he posts on Reddit like a "Am I the a-hole?" thing, talking about how he named his dog after his best friend for reasons. And part of that is that his best friend fell in love with his ex-girlfriend because Justin has a curse where anyone he dates finds the love of their life right after they date him. And Emma reaches out to him because she has the same curse where anyone she dates falls in love right after they date her. And so they decide maybe we need to break the curse by dating each other. So Emma goes, she's a traveling nurse. She goes to Minnesota to be with Justin for the summer, and they realize that they may have broken the curse with each other. So fantastic. I love this. It is fun if you've read all of the other books in her, starting with Part of Your World. I haven't read the other books in her other series, but yeah, it is fun because it connects to those books in fun ways. So yeah, definitely a fantastic summer read. I mean, look at that cover. Obviously it has summer in the title. Amazing, perfect. Next up in the summer, I don't know, small town romances just hit different because small towns are outside, farming, like that Cowles, cowboys. It makes me think of being outside in the summer. So the second book that I have is Fragile Sanctuary by Cowles. This is the first book in her new series. If you want a place to start, that's a great place to start. Starting with one of her series is always good. And this one I think is her best work yet. And this follows Anson and Rhodes in the prologue suffered from something very tragic, and she's ready to start moving on from that. So she decides to move back to her childhood home where the tragedy happened, and to do that she needs help, and one of the people that needs to help her is her brother and his best friend Anson, because Anson is great at fixing fire damaged properties. And so Anson is very grumpy. He had some tragic stuff in his past, and yeah, in true Cowles fashion, there is a bad guy who is trying to harm people, and so there is that element of suspense. It was fantastic. I loved it. I read it in May, and I still think about it like daily. Next up is Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. I mean, look at that cover. Even the original cover, the actual, like if you were to buy the book cover, has like a very summery feel to it. But this is the Hello Lovely box, Trope of the 10th edition. But this follows Rome and Janelle. And Janelle is the maid of honor in her sister's wedding, and her sister is marrying her ex. Janelle is not upset about this. She did not feel the sparks with her ex. She does not care. But everyone seems to think that she does. But she doesn't. She's just mad because her sister is acting insane, total bridezilla. And the only person who realizes that she's taking on more than she needs to is Rome. And so he says, well, let me have a week with you, because the wedding party, Rome's best man, the wedding party goes to Riviera Maya, I believe. Or is it Tulum? Tulum. They go to Tulum, and they go like a week before the rest of the wedding guests are supposed to arrive. And Rome says, give me a week. Let me make it all about you. And they give in. So very much like a perfect summer wedding, like summer pool vibes. Weddings are a very summery event. Mexico beaches, Mexico vacations. Very much gives you all of the summer feels. And I mean, just look at that stunning cover. Then I have Keep This Between Us by Albany Archer. Like I said, small town romances just hit different in the summer, and this one, again, the cover is very summery. It's pink and purples and just gorgeous. And this follows Tuesday and Bond. And Tuesday moves from Texas because her family is upset with her over something that she did. It's ridiculous. But she moves to Texas. She moves to New Mexico and starts working for a company that her family bought out. It's a very small, like, family-owned company. And while she, like, her first night, she's drinking her sorrows away, and she meets a man by the name of Bond. That's his middle name, I believe. But everyone calls him Bond. She calls him baseball cap. But they meet, and they have, like, a fun, flirty banter, and then they realize that they now work together. And she's like, I can't do this. Like, this is why I got sent away. Like, can't happen. But, of course, they're going to realize that they can't stay away from each other. And, yeah. They don't, of course. They can't. Next up is The Rulebook by Sarah Adams. Again, just look at that cover on the beach. Everything. It's perfect. It's NFL off-season, which is in the summer. So, yeah. This, well, actually, it's in the spring, but that's okay. This follows Nora and Derek, and Nora and Derek dated in college, and Nora just kind of ended things with Derek and was like, peace out. Now it's years later, and Derek is the tight end for the Los Angeles something football team. And it's like the Sharks or something. And Nora has now become Derek's new sports agent. And they end up in Vegas, and something happens. And they end up having to go on a trip together to a, like, beach island, of course. They go to an island for reasons, and, you know, so it's just fun, wearing bathing suits, going on boats, very much summer vibes. And, I mean, again, just look at that cover, like, screams summer. Also, summertime in, like, the LA area is amazing. Then I have Love Under Starlight by N.M. Patel. This follows Amira and Luke, and this takes place in the summer because it's summer break for Luke, and he is working on, like, his PhD, and he goes to India, where Amira is, to study the architecture there because he's getting his, like, master's or his PhD in architecture, and he has to write, like, a dissertation on these stepwells that they have in this small Indian town that Mira lives in. And he stays with Mira as, like, he rents a room from her, basically. And they spend nights outside, like, looking at the stars together. And it is beautiful and fun. There's a scene with a phone. It's amazing. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. And when he goes back to America, they realize that their relationship might have meant more to each other than they thought originally. So it was really good. I still need to read the first book, and then the third book is coming out soon. And that one, you kind of get the couple in the first book, or in this book, you kind of get to see them. So I'm excited for it. Next is Between Hello and Goodbye. The original cover is very, very summery, but this is the gorgeous Dark and Quirky box edition from the BookTube box. And this follows Faith and Asher. And Faith lives in Seattle and kind of just does whatever. She gets by on life. She's good at her job, but she's very flaky so her boss tells her you need to take 2 weeks and figure out what you want. So she goes to an island in Hawaii, and she's hiking one day and she falls and is rescued by Asher, who is a fireman in this small Hawaiian town. And they end up spending a lot of time together. And yeah, she ends up going back, and they try to do the long distance thing, and you know, things happen, but I absolutely love this. Obviously, Hawaii, very much like a summery destination type of place. And even this cover is still fairly summery. So yes, definitely a great summer rec. Then we have Babymoon or Best by Ava Hunter. This is a surprise pregnancy where, you know, going in, I mean, the cover, she's pregnant on it. They meet at a bar one night. They have a one-night stand. No names, no numbers, nothing exchanged. And they go their separate ways. Turns out she's pregnant. And then, like, it's like 7 months later, he sees her on TV and realizes that she is pregnant, probably about 7 months, which is how long they had slept together. So he is determined to find out where she is. And she ends up, like, in this, she's going on a Babymoon, going to Mexico, and he ends up crashing her trip, and they realize that they have more in common and there's more to each other than they realized at first, and they're going to figure it out. So yeah, it was fun. It's a cute one. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it is a good, like, very summery romance. Obviously, they're in Mexico. Again, like I said, Mexico just gave me summer vibes, especially being on the beach. Then the next one I have is Beyond the Thistles by Samantha Young. Again, the original cover is very summery, but this, again, small town romances just make me think summer. This one does take place in the Scottish Highlands, so it is kind of also like, this one does also give me fall vibes, so you might see it again. But this takes place in the Scottish Highlands in a small town in a state called Ardnach. If you read the Adair family, that is the, like, this is a spin-off of that series. The Adair family owns Ardnach Estate. And Sloane, in the beginning of this, you realize that she is in some pretty messed up situation with the father of her daughter, and something happens and she needs to escape. So she ends up getting in contact with Aria Howard, the Howard family, and Aria is she runs Ardnach right now because the owner is now married and wants to spend time with his family. And so she runs Ardnach, and so Sloane goes there and to kind of escape. And there she meets Walker, who is a grumpy bodyguard, now working security at Ardnach. And they realize they might have feelings for each other. He loves her baked goods and will do anything for them, even though he is super grumpy. He, like, loves the baked goods. And she just wants to protect her daughter. And when some stuff starts happening, Walker might be there to protect her. His bodyguard ways might show up. So yeah, I love this. Again, gorgeous, dark and quirky edition. So yeah, definitely, I mean, like I said, small town romances just give me summery vibes. And then the last one is another one that has the word summer in the title. And that is One Hot Italian Summer by Karina Halle. This follows Grace and Claudio. Grace is an author, and she is struggling to write her next book. And so her agent says, hey, why don't you go stay in my summer house in Italy? It'll be great. There's nobody there. You can get some writing time in. Just go, enjoy, like, decompress, and, you know, have some time to focus on writing. So she goes, and she's swimming topless, and in comes Claudio and his son, because Claudio is her agent's ex-husband and their son. And they were not supposed to be there, but something had happened and they end up being there. And Grace doesn't want anything to happen with Claudio because obviously it is her agent's ex-husband, but they just can't deny their feelings. And yeah, you would think that the agent would be a problem. I'm pretty sure she wasn't. Like, it was fantastic. Such a fun time. Very much summery, like, good summer vibes. The Italian coast in the summer. Oh, I want to go back. So yeah, those are my 10 summer recommendations. And then, of course, as you know, I have to have books on my TBR. So the first one that I have is When It Burns by Hollie Luckie. Like I said, summer romances, or small town romances, just give me summer vibes. And this one is, like, very pink cover. Just makes me want to, like, scream summer to me. Then Here for the Cake by Jessica Millikin, something like that. I'll have the cover here. This one is like fake dating or marriage of convenience or something like that. I'm pretty sure it takes place on a beach because look at the cover. But yeah, so it just sounds very summery. Then we have Off the Hook by Olivia. This is like a Peter Pan retelling, and again, just the cover gives me very much summer vibes. It takes place in like a coastal town. What more could you want? And the last one is The Front Runner by Elsie Silver. Elsie Silver, Small Town Romances. I couldn't do a summer recommendation video without having her on there because, again, she's like the queen of small town romances, and I didn't rec one of her books because I feel like I rec her books all of the time. So I had to put one on my TBR. This is the third book in her first series, the Gold Restaurant series. I've read the first two, so I need to continue. But yeah, those are my recommendations for books that are perfect for summertime. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me the little beach emoji. And what are some of your summer recommendations? Some books that I need to put on my TBR. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. It really helps me out. And I'll talk to you all in the next one. Bye.